What's up, guys? It's Unknown Facts here, and let me tell you, today's video is wild. We're diving deep into the craziest, most insane revenge stories from around the world. The kind of stuff you wouldn't believe if it wasn't actually real. We're talking scorned lovers, office sabotage, neighborhood feuds that'll make your jaw drop, the works. So buckle up, grab your popcorn and get ready to be shocked, because these stories are seriously off the charts. Let's do this. Picture this, Paris, the city of love, right? But for one woman, love turned into something much darker, revenge. This is the story of Hélène Giguardo, a seemingly ordinary housemaid in 19th century France, but beneath her quiet demeanor, Hélène harbored a dark secret. Over the course of 18 years, Hélène went from house to house, working for various families. And wherever she went, a string of mysterious deaths followed. Family members, children, even priests, no one was safe. At first, people thought it was just bad luck, maybe some kind of strange illness. But as the body count rose, whispers started turning into accusations. Hélène had a very bad habit. She couldn't resist lacing her victims' food with arsenic. Driven by a series of failed relationships and betrayals, she saw poison as her weapon of choice. Imagine the fear that must have gripped these households. They welcomed Hélène into their homes, trusted her, and she repaid them with a slow and agonizing death. The craziest part, she almost got away with it. It took years for authorities to finally catch on and connect the dots. When they finally did, the evidence was overwhelming. Hélène Giguardo, the seemingly harmless housemaid, was exposed as a cold-blooded serial killer. All right, we're switching gears from 19th century France to the cutthroat world of modern business. This is the story of an employee who took revenge on their boss to a whole new level. We're talking about a level of sabotage that would make even the most seasoned corporate sharks cringe. This all went down at a tech company in Silicon Valley, you know, the kind of place where everyone's trying to climb the corporate ladder and competition is fierce. Our disgruntled employee, let's call him Mark, had been passed over for a promotion again. He was convinced his boss, a stereotypical tech bro named Chad, had it out for him. So Mark decided to get even, and I'm not talking about a strongly worded email to HR. Over the next few months, Mark used his tech skills to wreak havoc on the company's systems. Think deleted files, corrupted databases, and software glitches that brought everything to a screeching halt. But Mark wasn't done. He started spreading rumors, leaking confidential information to competitors, and even created fake social media accounts to make it look like Chad was embezzling funds. As you can imagine, the company was in chaos. Clients were furious, projects were delayed, and millions of dollars were lost. Chad, the boss who had underestimated Mark's thirst for revenge, was eventually forced to resign in disgrace. The craziest part, Mark almost got away with it. He covered his tracks so well that it took a team of cybersecurity experts to finally unravel his web of digital destruction. This isn't just some petty squabble over a noisy lawnmower. This is about two families living next door to each other who let a simple disagreement spiral into a full-blown war zone. We're talking years of pranks, legal battles, and even property damage that would make the Hatfields and McCoys look like best friends. It all started, innocently enough, a dispute over a property line. One neighbor, let's call him Bob, decided to build a fence a few inches over the property line. Seems pretty minor, right? Well, his neighbor Steve didn't see it that way. Steve saw it as a declaration of war, and so began the retaliation. Steve started playing loud music at all hours of the night, shining bright lights into Bob's windows, and even let his dog accidentally do his business on Bob's perfectly manicured lawn. Bob, not one to back down, retaliated with his own arsenal of pranks. Things escalated quickly. Bob installed motion-activated sprinklers that soaked Steve every time he walked by. Steve responded by dumping fertilizer on Bob's prize-winning roses. It was a never-ending cycle of one-upmanship, each act of revenge more outrageous than the last. The feud became the stuff of local legend. Neighbors would avoid walking down their street, afraid of getting caught in the crossfire. The police were called countless times, but there was little they could do. This story is a cautionary tale, a reminder that sometimes the greatest revenge is to simply walk away and choose peace over the endless cycle of retaliation. This is a story about a friendship that went horribly wrong, a bond shattered by betrayal and fueled by a thirst for revenge. We're talking about two best friends. Let's call them Jake and Ryan, who had been inseparable since childhood. They shared everything, secrets, dreams, and even their love for the same girl, Emily. Jake and Emily started dating, and Ryan seemed happy for them, at least on the surface. But deep down, a seed of resentment began to grow. He felt like Jake had stolen the girl of his dreams, and he wanted revenge. One night, fueled by jealousy and alcohol, Ryan decided to get even. He spread a vicious rumor about Jake, something so hurtful and damaging that it quickly spread through their entire social circle. Emily, heartbroken and confused, broke up with Jake without giving him a chance to explain. Jake was devastated. He couldn't believe that Ryan, his best friend, would betray him like this. He confronted Ryan, but Ryan denied everything. Their friendship was over, and in its place was a bitter rivalry fueled by anger and hurt. But Jake wasn't going to let Ryan get away with it. He knew he had to clear his name and expose Ryan for the liar he was. So Jake started his own investigation, determined to uncover the truth. He started piecing together clues, talking to people who had heard the rumor, and even analyzing social media posts to track down the source. Finally, after weeks of digging, Jake found his smoking gun. He uncovered evidence that Ryan had fabricated the entire story, even creating fake social media accounts to spread the lie. Armed with this information, Jake confronted Ryan, this time with irrefutable proof of his betrayal. Ryan, faced with the truth, finally broke down and confessed. Get ready to dive into the cutthroat world of high finance, where fortunes are made and lost in the blink of an eye. This is the story of two Wall Street titans. Let's call them Mr. Jones and Mr. Smith, who were locked in an epic battle for dominance. We're talking billion-dollar deals, corporate espionage, and a level of ruthlessness that would make Gordon Gekko blush. Mr. Jones and Mr. Smith had been rivals for years, their companies constantly vying for the same clients, the same deals, the same piece of the pie. It was a game of chess played at the highest level, with each man always trying to outmaneuver the other. One day, Mr. Smith pulled off a major coup, stealing a billion-dollar deal right out from under Mr. Jones's nose. It was a humiliating defeat for Mr. Jones, one that he swore he would avenge. And so began the revenge plot. Mr. Jones, driven by a thirst for payback, hired a team of corporate spies to infiltrate Mr. Smith's company. Their mission, to dig up dirt, expose secrets, and bring Mr. Smith down. The spies went to work, using every trick in the book to gather information. They hacked into computers, planted listening devices, and even bribed employees to turn against their boss. It was like something out of a spy thriller, with millions of dollars at stake. As the weeks turned into months, Mr. Jones's team uncovered a treasure trove of incriminating evidence against Mr. Smith. They found evidence of insider trading, accounting fraud, and even illegal offshore accounts. Mr. Jones had his smoking gun. He leaked the information to the press, and the scandal that followed was explosive. Mr. Smith's company was investigated by the authorities, his reputation was ruined, and he was forced to resign in disgrace. Mr. Jones had his revenge. But this story isn't just about corporate greed and revenge, it's a cautionary tale about the dangers of letting ambition consume you. In the end, both Mr. Jones and Mr. Smith paid a heavy price for their actions, proving that even in the world of high finance, there's no such thing as a victimless crime. Yo, what did I tell you? Those stories were absolutely bonkers. Can you believe the lengths people will go to for revenge? It's like something straight out of a movie, but this is real life, people. If you're as hooked on these crazy tales as I am, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any of the wild content we've got coming your way. Let me know in the comments which story shocked you the most. I'm dying to hear your thoughts. Until next time, stay curious and stay awesome.